Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be looking at appreciation and depreciation, okay? And it says, the definition here says depreciation is a reduction in value of an asset over time due to natural wear and tear, okay? So everything depreciates, guys, okay? So let me give you an example. Let's say you buy a car, right? And this car costs what's the word? Probably $800,000 when you buy it, right? 3 years from now, that car is not gonna be worth $800,000. Okay, it's gonna be probably worth like 550,000. You know what I mean? Because it just depreciates, right? Due to natural wear and tear. It just gets old, guys. Right? Everything depreciates. Your body, um, anything you can think of. You know, any asset you can think of. Your laptop gets old, right? Your TV. These things depreciate over time. Okay. All right. So cool. So let's continue. And it says appreciation in general terms is an increase in the value of an asset over time. Cool. So it's the opposite, right? Appreciation is the opposite of depreciation. Cool. So I'll give you a good example of this, right? There's certain items that really do increase over time. Like I hear Rolex watches actually increase over time, and not all of them, but I hear some of them do. Cars, there's some cars that actually appreciate over time. Okay, Rolex watches appreciate over time, meaning they get more expensive because they're like collector's items. There's some cars that are collector's items too. For example, some of those old Mustangs are collector's items, so they get as they get older, they increase in value. Let me think of a very good example of this. Increase in value as it gets older. Oh yeah, I think that's the best example of that. Houses, okay? Houses really appreciate in value, right? And that's why real estate is such a big thing because most people get rich out of just houses just appreciating, right? So there are lots of things that appreciate in value over time. Stocks, right? Stocks appreciate in value, so they also depreciate. But many stocks do appreciate, right? Let's say you have good stocks in your portfolio. All right, cool. So let's look at the formulas down here now, guys. All right. So for the depreciation formula, the depreciation here, it says depreciation of the asset. A means depreciation of the asset. So this means that it's equal to the principal, right, which is the 800,000, right, times 1 minus the interest that it's depreciating by over 100 to t, which is the time. Okay. Now, you notice it's just like the compound interest formula. It really is, The only difference is that there's a minus instead of a plus. Okay. Cool. And the depreciation here now, this is the real depreciation. That's why I said R. The depreciation real is equal to the principal, which is the 800,000 minus the depreciated asset, right, which is the 550,000. So for example, the real depreciation in this example would be 250,000, right? That's how much the car depreciated by. Cool. Now the appreciation formula is the same as the compound interest formula, okay? In this case, you just add 1 plus the amount it's appreciating by to t, the time, multiplied by the principal. And to find the real appreciation here, you have to subtract the amount it appreciated by, the asset, from the principal. So let's say, for example, let's say you have a 1964 Ford Mustang, right? And originally when it was bought for like 10,000 US, right? But you fix it up and you have it for 40 years, and now it's worth like 300,000 US, right? That's a good example of something that appreciated over time just because it's rare and it's just rare, right? Cool. So, and notice here this says these changes can happen for a number of reasons, such as changes in demand and supply as a result of changes in inflation and interest rates, right? So things change, guys. Things really just change over time. Like there's some things that weren't worth anything in the past, and they're just worth so much now. It's ridiculous. I'll give you an good example of one. Tuna, right? Tuna is actually worth a lot. Even if you go to the supermarket now, it's not worth a lot here, right? But persons across the world have been fishing out the sea for tuna, the big tunas. I don't know if you watch like the Discovery Channel and you see like um, those people just fishing for tuna. Um, because in Japan, people love tuna, and tuna is actually expensive in Japan. So tuna is not cat food in certain places in the world. So that price has really appreciated. Another example of what appreciates over time is gold. You know, gold, precious metals, silver. These things usually appreciate over time because they are just so rare. But I don't think they're going to continue to appreciate, especially if we go into space and decide to mine anything, because the price may probably decrease if we find more precious metals in space. All right. All right, guys, so let's do three examples. You know I love to do three examples, right? Let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up? So we're looking at the first example here, and it says you bought your first car. Congratulations, right? And it's a 2009 Ford Mustang. The price was $1.2 million, and the car depreciates over time by 5% each year. Calculate how much the car is worth now and how much it depreciated by after 3 years, okay? So let's do this first example. That's part A of the example. So, the first thing you need to do is to find the depreciated asset, meaning how much it depreciated by over the 3 years, and that should be the principal times 1 minus I, right? 1 minus I over 100 to the T, right? So the depreciated asset, meaning the amount the asset is after it depreciates, would be the 1.2 million, right? Multiplied by 1 minus 5 over 100 to the 3 is 3 years. T is 3 years, okay? So let's calculate that, guys. So to calculate this now, guys, you're gonna say 1 minus 0.05, right, to the 3, and you multiply that by the 1.2 million. Cool. And you should get 1 million. The answer here, depreciated assets, is equal to 1,028,850. Cool. So after 3 years, the car is worth 1,028,850, right? So this is how much the car is worth after 3 years. Now, it says find how much the car is worth now. That's how much the car is worth now and how much it depreciated by, the exact depreciation. So to find the depreciation real, it's equal to the principal minus the depreciated asset, right? Which is equal to the 1.2 million, right? Minus the 1,028,850, right? And when we subtract that, we should get, right, the answer for this, the depreciation real, is equal to 171,150. Okay, so this is how much the car depreciated by over the 3 years. All right, cool. So let's do part B now. All right. All right, great, guys. So let's do part B now. Okay, and part B says in 2049, you still have the car and it's now a vintage model. You took care of it. This is not for all cars though, guys. You know, certain cars really do appreciate. And it says it appreciated by 5% over the 40 years. How much is it worth now? And how much did it appreciate by? All right, so remember the appreciation formula. It's just like the compound interest formula. It's the principal times 1 plus I over 100 to the t, right? This is the appreciation of the asset. And then the appreciation, let me put it over here, the appreciation real is equal to the appreciation of the asset minus the principal. Cool. So this should be equal to 1.2 million, right? Multiplied by 1 plus I over 100, which is 1 plus 5 over 100 to the t. And in this case, it's 40 years, right? Because 2049 is 40 years away from 2009, right? All right, so let's work that out now and see what we'll get. Cool. So we should get 1.05 to the 40, and then we'll multiply that by the 1.2 million. Cool. And the answer is actually 8,447,986. Cool. Right. And 45 cents. Cool. So this is actually the answer for how much the car appreciated too. But the appreciation real, right? The real appreciation is equal to the 8,447,986.45 minus the real price, which is the 1.2 million, right? So the appreciation real, which is the real appreciation, is actually equal to 7 million, right? 247,986.45. So this is how much money the guy made after taking care of the car for how many years, right? But it did appreciate in this example, all right? So guys, I don't really think we need to do any more examples, We usually do 3 examples, but I think we're good. Let's look for some real life examples. All right, guys. So let's look at this example here. Cool. We are looking at a chart. Okay, this is a chart of gold, literal gold. Okay, gold, my friend, gold. Now, this here, this $300, right? This is 300 US dollars. This is actually the price of gold in January 2000. So this is January 2000, right? When Nelly was the man, you know what I mean? Nelly and Ja Rule, right? Those old days. You guys probably weren't even, alive. Well, some of you may have been alive, but yo, long time days this scene. No, this is actually 2019. This is actually July 2019, which is right now, right? And if you check here, if you check right there, the price for gold is about 1400 US, Virgin. It's really unbelievable, right? So over the 20 years, right? Over the 19 years, let's call it, 19 and a half years. Over the 19 and a half years, gold appreciated from 300 US to 1400 US, right? And why does this happen, right? Why does this happen? Like, why does gold just increase in value like that? And it's because it's rare, brethren. Gold is just rare. You see me? Gold is used in your computers. Gold is used all over the place, and it's a material that's just needed. It's not just something people wear. People need it in the building industry, right? Just like how diamonds are rare. Diamonds are actually used to cut things. They're using machines. So these things are actually very valuable. Okay. So that's why they appreciate. Okay. Great. So I don't think we need to do a physical example of this, but let me just show you. So if you had 300, right, which is the principal, times 1 plus I over 100, right, to, in this case, is 19.5 years. That's what we would use to calculate how come the gold increased or appreciated over that time. All right. So let me give you another example of depreciation as well. But this is an example of appreciation. And it shows you. That's why you have so much people saying cash for gold in a bridging. That's why people are always saying cash for gold, cash for gold, cash for gold, because people are buying gold and selling it for its actual value. It's very expensive. It's a very expensive thing, gold. It's extremely expensive. All right, guys. So that's it. And I'll see you in the next lecture. And remember to do your best, and God will do the rest.